Hi, everybody. Welcome back to this week's edition of Will and Wise.
The Dog Show Drive.
That's certainly what it is. I'm Will Alexander.
And I'm Y.
You are Y. This week on the Dog Show Drive, we're going to talk about, well, we have a few spotlight shows. We have letters from a couple of our listeners. We have a shout out for somebody's first big win, or one of their first big wins. And we're also going to talk about truth in advertising. All that
and more
on this week's edition of Will and Wise,
the Dog Show Drive.
I like this song. I listen to it all the time. Hi, Y.
I will.
How are you this week?
I'm well. I'm good and sick and tired of the snow.
It snowed here last night. We have a bunch of snow again.
I know. It's nice today. It's still cool. So snow's not melting today, but we're expected to get more snow again this week. I'm over it. I'm so over it. It's not funny.
I'm over it too. And I was talking to Tracy. Tracy is my sister. For those of you who didn't know.
Beep.
And we've had snow on my birthday before. Today's not my birthday, but my birthday is in April. But there has been snow, like snowstorms in April. So
yes,
so you always, because we always hope for a white Wilmus, but you never know.
Well, sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. But I'm tired of. We have a lot of snow here, a lot, and
you'll definitely have a white Wilmus.
Yes, we will. Well, it'll be more like a dingy brown mixed with snow. But it snowed like every day, almost every day last week. It snowed, and it was like a good 3-4 inches actually. And and then it got super warm during Easter. So then everything melts, and then it freezes. And then it snowed. So now we have that treacherous layer of ice underneath the snow. So I'm done with it. Done.
Well, I was driving yesterday with my window down.
Yeah, I don't do that yet.
It was nice. It was beautiful.
Oh.
You can see the lake. Now the lake's covered in snow again.
Yeah, it's terrible. What else did you do this weekend?
I didn't do a whole lot this weekend. I'm trying to. I hope I didn't overlook something that I did that was of importance. Anyway, someone's going to.
Did you talk to anyone?
No, I didn't really do anything this weekend.
No.
I followed along the shows. I watched all the shows because there was a lot of shows this past weekend, so I got to watch a bunch of best. So I watched a bunch of best in shows, via the different platforms that we have.
Yep.
So that was fun. Not much.
I
leave this week for in Sacramento this weekend though.
Ooh, that sounds exciting.
They won't have snow.
No, they won't.
No, in fact, Taffy told me it gets quite hot there. So
yeah. Well, I was talking to Adam this past weekend, and even they, where he is, they were golfing, and he says he said he was kind of sweating because that's how warm it got, and I was like, really, good for you. So, not happening. I was busy because it's Easter weekend, and I don't know. It's not like I'm not a uber religious person or anything, but on Friday, Good Friday, we pretend to be good Catholics.
It's an okay Friday, wasn't it?
It was a fair to middling Friday. The girls and I went to my mom's and we made petaha.
I love the petaha.
Yeah, I know.
Love that petaha.
Yeah, so we made or pierogies, as some people call them. Yeah, and her younger sister came and we all had dinner. And then Saturday, I had my big band dance at the Slovak Legion. So that was fun, was had by all after the snowstorm during the day. It was like...
Well, those two on Second City.
Josh and Stan Schmengi. No, don't
That's what I
laugh.
pictured.
Well, don't laugh because I think we had I'm so sorry, but I'm going to get the name wrong. It's like the Pellanini Finnish band was also, they came and took part and they played the polkas. So we had them. And then, so that was fun. It was a fun night. And then, what else did we, then on Sunday, I do go to, I do play handbells at church for Easter. And I even sang in the choir on Sunday. Oh yeah.
You just mouth the words you sang?
No, I sing. I had the word. I even practiced beforehand. I had the words and because I sang what they call the anthem.
The girl in the back just to mouth the words.
There is one dude that we try. Just it's okay. But anyway, so it was lovely. And then we had dinner at Darren's parents on Sunday, and then that was it. Watch the Blue Jays get whomped.
What's with that?
I do know what happened. I was not wearing my Vladdy t-shirt.
That's what happened?
Yeah, every time, I'm serious, every time I have not worn my Vladdy t-shirt, they lost.
You're serious?
I am, because today I'm wearing it because they're playing the Dodgers. I didn't wear it yesterday, and they lost.
They got smoked yesterday.
It got so smoked. But we're already riddled with injuries.
They want their bottom 5 pick back.
Yeah, they're always. Yeah, we're already riddled with injuries at the moment. It shouldn't be too bad, though. It's the beginning of the season. We got to settle down.
Lots of time. Yeah.
Settle down.
So we were like in November with the Leafs. It's just November.
Okay, there's no comparing the Leafs and the Jays. There's just not. I'll keep sending you those reels.
All right.
But that was all I did.
This morning on the morning show, they said, because they have a term in Toronto, how leafy of them, and they were saying about the Jays, how leafy of them this weekend.
Yes. So anyway, but other than that, that's about it. That's it. That's all.
There. That's all, folks. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So we had some listener emails and stuff this weekend, which was awesome.
Some engagement. We had some engagement from our listeners.
That.
Not just our mothers. We had some engagement.
Yes, not just our moms.
Stop swearing.
He doesn't let me swear, Pam. Because let me tell you, if I was in charge, woo! Our first big shout out, and this is for my first spotlight kind of deal, is to our listeners.
We started on my first spotlight. People were to write in to Yvonne and tell them about their first big win.
Yes. Or their first something at a dog show. But so this is a first.
Well, a big win could be anything. Could be winner's dog for a 2-point major, a 3-point major. That could be your first big win.
Yes.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yes. So Christina Creek, I think that's how you say her last name, and her PVGV Quest, who had their first big win at their national specialty. They won
American National Specialty,
the American National. They won Select Dog and a high in trial at scent detection.
Wow.
That is very, very well done. Congratulations. That's just awesome.
Yes, as well as an award of merit at the regional. So she had a great national weekend.
That is just fantastic. Well done, Christina and Quest.
Congratulations.
Ooh, look, I'm going to do this.
What are you
doing?
Yay,
Christina! Woo! For those of you just listening, I just hit a react button, and
they won't see that in the podcast.
No. But it was pretty cool. Anyway,
pretty cool.
And then our other engagement was from Ewa Zemska. I think that's how you say it. And I noticed how Will didn't jump in there and try to save me at all.
I didn't jump in and correct you for time and noise.
No. Anyway, she reached out to us and regarding the Presa Canario Club of America and their open shows, and she gave us some information which we're going to go through to educate us on the listeners about open shows and foundation stock service. So I will carry on, or did you want to do this, Will?
Carry on.
Thanks.
Wayward Summer.
Yes. So this is the information that AWA gave us. The AKC breed recognition and open shows. So this is a kind of a condensed version. So the breed recognition pathway. So often these, what we call the miscellaneous breeds, or these newer breeds that aren't known to us here in North America, come from Europe. And so they have to go through quite a few steps in order to be recognized by either the CKC or the AKC. So this is the AKC version. So the AKC uses a step-by-step system designed to ensure breeds are sustainable before full recognition. So Foundation Stock Service, the FSS. The Foundation Stock Service is the entry point for rare and developing breeds. It can begin with an individual enthusiast, requires proof the breed exists and a standard. And that's always the key, is that where does this standard exist?
There has to be so many generations to it.
Yes. Offers registration, record keeping, performance events, and open shows. Some breeds remain at this level indefinitely. And then there's the miscellaneous class. And then to advance, breeds need a parent club, so a national type of club, a growing population, and an AKC formatted standard. Dogs can compete in conformation but do not earn championship points. So in order to gain full recognition, the breed must demonstrate sufficient population, roughly 300 plus dogs. That's a lot of dogs.
Yeah, that is a lot. Yep.
Yeah. Active club
support.
If that's
for every breed, or is there certain breeds?
I don't know.
Because you wonder about certain breeds, right?
Yeah. And like active club support, around 100 plus members, that's also a lot.
Yeah.
You know, geographic spread and ongoing growth. The goal is to ensure long-term viability, which is, and then when you look at it in that perspective, I understand that, because you don't want to have, like, you know, oh, this breed's recognized and now there's none around, or, you know, stuff like that. The key challenge is many exhibitors wait until full recognition before getting involved, making it difficult for breeds to build numbers in early stages. So we also have open shows. Open shows are designed for the Foundation Stock Service and miscellaneous breeds, and function similarly to regular shows. So the structure is they will go into an FSS group or a miscellaneous group, and group winners will compete for best in open show. The awards and the titles that dogs can compete for are best of breed, best of opposite, group placements, and best in open show. They earn points toward the certificate of merit, which is similar to a championship title. Points are based on dogs defeated. 15 points are required for a certificate of merit, and higher levels include certificate of merit 2, 3, etc. So that would almost be like your bronze, like your grand champion, bronze grand champion. I would think it'd be sort of like the same structure as that. Overall, open shows provide valuable ring experience, a path to titles, judge and public education, which I think is the most invaluable part of this, and a strong sense of community. They are an important stepping stone for breeds working toward full AKC recognition. So that's how that works. And once again, thank you to AWA for sending us that. And if I've said your name wrong, I'm really sorry. But we appreciate your engagement, and thank you, because that does make shows us a lot.
Gives us all a better idea of what we're dealing with and what we're talking about. Mm-hmm. You know.
And as an aside,
I had an idea, but.
And as an aside, I know for us CKC members, who do we have up for recognition? It's the Bracco
Italiano, yes.
The Bracco Italiano. So if you are a CKC member, you need to go on the CKC website and vote for the Bracco Italiano to be recognized as a breed with the CKC. So that's my public service message. And then next week, maybe we'll talk about the CKC website.
Yeah, because you were a little hot when we were discussing that earlier. You were a little
hot issue or two with our CKC website member portal. Anyway, that's for another time because we have other stuff to discuss.
The things to deal with, but we're not forgetting about the website.
No, just
don't. You have a week to get it fixed.
before Y goes back on and just starts getting aggravated again. But speaking of the CKC, there was a new rule for confirmation shows that has come out, and it will be in effect in July 1st, and that's about armband numbers. So all male armband numbers will be odd, and then all female armband numbers will be even. So
that makes perfect sense.
It does.
In America, they've been doing that for years. You got a huge class, you know exactly who your dogs and bitches are, and you don't get confused. And not to say it's not hard for judges to be overwhelmed sometimes, and this numbers will keep things straight for you. So
exactly. And like I was saying just before we went on air, sometimes as a ring steward, when you have, and we all have that, those people in our area, they have, a lot of dogs entered, and it's always, it's the number scramble to get whatever in the ring, even though
that's not the right dog.
No. And now at least we're going to get the right sex in the ring.
Gender.
It may not be the right number, but at least it'll be the right sex number for that dog to get in the ring.
With them.
Exactly. So I think it's going to be a great thing.
It just makes perfect sense.
And a lot easier on show secretaries. And, some people are saying, oh, that's so much more work. Well, most, 90% of the show secretaries all use some sort of program, and those programs all have, you click a button and the program actually does it for you. So it's
not going to be difficult.
No, not at all. Not at all. And, so I look forward to that.
Yeah, it'll make our job as officials.
Yes.
It'll be easier to sort our ring and organize our ring.
Yes. And the other thing that I saw on the CKC website, not in the member portal, mind you, is on the regular portal or the regular page. The CKC is looking for a volunteer to sit on the discipline committee. It's a temporary position, and it's it's just a temporary position.
Conflict of interest
that's what I have a feeling that it is. Let's investigate, maybe. It's so evil. So if you're interested, contact the CKC. And of course, you have to be a member of the CKC in order to participate. $1 billion. So that's our little bits of news and stuff
Yeah, that's news. All the news that's fit to print.
Fit to print. Blip, 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 blip.
So now we have Across Canada, brought to you by Canadian Dog Fanciers, showcasing Canada's top dogs. Red Deer District Kennel Club, April 3rd and 5th in Red Deer, Alberta. 3 shows totaling of 14,000.
Not so easy, is it?
1,408 dogs. It's up to last year's 2024, which was 1,338 dogs. So they had a rise in numbers. That's nice to see.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. And then the Assiniboine Kennel Club, April 3rd, 4th, and 5th in St. Norbert, Manitoba. 4 shows had 632 dogs. Last year, they had 4 shows with 755 dogs. So they were down a good number. I wonder why. I wonder if there was something going on that interfered with their entries. And then we have the Nickel and District Kennel Club in Coniston, Ontario, home of Toe Blake, April 3rd, 4th, and 5th. 6 shows with a total entry of 882 compared to last year's total entry of 1,067. So they're down quite a substantial amount as well. I'm wondering if there was a Toe Blake parade or something that people weren't going to. So maybe,
Maybe.
And then we have the Halifax Kennel Club, April 3rd, 4th, and 5th in Stellarton, Nova Scotia. 4 shows at 694, and compared to last year where they almost stayed the same, 711. So they're down about 15, 16 dogs from the previous year. So that's pretty. That stayed pretty true. That's good. So I just worry about those 2 shows in the middle, Assiniboine and Nickel.
I'm wondering if Assiniboine dropped their entry because Easter is earlier. Is it late or early? I can't remember. But I'm wondering, like, they're always the Easter weekend. But I wonder if the Red Deer. See, I think that is still kind of those clubs falling on the same, because I know a lot of the Alberta people. They're
going to draw from the same people.
They'll draw from that Alberta crowd, Alberta Saskatchewan crowd, and depending on who's doing what, they're for people in like Calgary and Edmonton. I mean, that's just an hour and a half drive to Red Deer as opposed to 16 to Winnipeg, right?
I don't have an answer for the Nickel district, but it was down this year, and that club puts on a good show, so I'm not sure what happened.
Yeah, they do. So,
reminder of closings brought to you by Canadian Dog Fanciers, showcasing Canada's top dogs. Go ahead, Yvonne.
All right. So coming up, closings on Tuesday, April 14th, we have the Hub City Kennel and Obedience Club, and the
April
show
14th, birthday of Kenny Wall.
That's true. Our good friend Kenny Walls. And the show secretary is C&D Show Services. Also closing that week is Seaway Kennel Club on Wednesday, April 15th at 8 p.m.
That's the anniversary of Titanic sinking.
Very good. MJN Show Services is that you better have one for the 13th or I'll be disappointed.
I don't think I do.
Club Canine.
I'll make something up.
Club Canine Rive-Sud de Montreal, closing on Monday, April the 13th at 8 p.m., and that's the Diana Edwards Show Services. And then Cobequid Dog Club, closing on Wednesday, April 8th, which is tomorrow, which will be too late. Megan, it'll be too late because this comes out on the 9th.
So yesterday was April 6th.
Correct.
You know what the significance of April 6th was?
No.
April 6th was Beef, the first Irish setter I showed. That was his birthday.
That was his birthday,
He would be 44 years old.
Oh, 44.
And also Kiefer, the Afghan, was April 6th. And also Banner and Trixie were April 6th. So April 6th is a pretty lucky number for show dogs.
Powerful birthday for some
for
top
show dog
dogs.
Birthdays. That's pretty incredible. So.
Yes. Anyway, Cobequid will be closed by the time we air. So if you didn't get your entries in, we're sorry.
We're sorry.
We're sorry.
Megan.
We're sorry.
Letting you go until Monday.
Yes. Look, I'm going to scratch that out. Cobequid. Oopsie poopsie.
Too late. You already said it. There's no sense scratching it out now.
Meant to read that. I didn't have to read it out loud because I did read it in my head and go like, that's too late. And then blurted it out.
But it's already out there. It's already going out.
Just like Ron Burgundy.
Too late.
If it's written down,
it was too late. She saw the whole thing.
She did. Anyhow, that is, that's our reminders for closing, brought to you by Canadian Dog Fancier, showcasing Canada's top dogs. And then now for our show spotlight, brought to you by Show Scene Magazine, the place to be seen. So, our Canadian show that we're featuring this week is the Kelowna Kennel Club, and it is the May long weekend. And the entries close on Wednesday, April 29th at 9 p.m. Pacific time. Pacific.
And it's a new location, too.
Yes, new
5380 Princeton Avenue in Peachland, BC.
Oh, that sounds nice. Hey, Peachland.
Peachland, yeah.
Peachland.
What if they have the Mackinaws there?
Yes. For All Breed Championship.
Tantalize the taste buds, Jerry.
That was a good one.
Sorry.
4 All Breed Championship shows, 3 limited breed events, herding on Saturday, working on Sunday, sporting on Monday. UK theme is on Friday. I wonder what that means, UK theme. Oh, UK theme breeds. So in the premium list,
UK theme, United Kingdom theme. So all English bred dogs.
Yes. So and
Country
they're
of
listed.
origin is the UK.
Yes, they're listed in
United
the
Kingdom.
Yes, I get it. Baby puppy will be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. They have a veterans class on Saturday. They have 4 obedience trials, 4 rally trials, 1 scent detection trial on Monday. And then they have the juvenile veteran sweepstakes, which will be held Saturday. They have junior handling competition. They have the obedience part of that on Saturday, and the confirmation will be on Sunday. And then the Akita Club of Canada will be holding their regional on Friday and their national on the Saturday.
Well, that's good.
So we have the judges there will be Ms. Karen Day, Ms. from Saskatchewan, Lana Ferguson from BC, Mr. Todd Foley from Nova Scotia, Ms. Carmen Haller from BC, Mr. Alejandro Sanchez from Mexico, Mrs. Frances Smith Moffat from Argentina, and Miss Patricia Taylor from Manitoba. So breeds that have boosters are the Golden Retriever, the Rough and Smooth Collies. Golden Retrievers are Friday, Rough and Smooth Collies are Saturday. Belgian Shepherds are on Monday, and Cavalier King Charles Spaniels are also Monday. Collies also have multiple boosters across the weekend. There's a little side note. Other supported entries are miniature smooth dachshunds, chihuahuas, Pembroke Welsh corgis, rough and smooth collies, Shetland sheepdogs, Australian shepherds, golden retrievers, and whippets. So all that on the weekend, and it closes, as I said, Wednesday, April 29th at 9 p.m.
What kennel club was that again, Yvonne?
That was the Kelowna
Kennel Club. 9th annual May long weekend event.
On the May long weekend, yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Very
and now
good.
For our U.S. spotlight. Remember, Megan trained me on this one?
Yep. You ready?
No.
Been practicing?
Yes. So the U.S. show is the Tanana Valley Kennel Club.
I'm good banana.
Yes. That's how Megan trained me.
That's how she trained you.
Where's the banana? In Fairbanks, Alaska.
That is so cool. I'd love to go there.
Right? So entries open. The entries have opened. They opened on April 1st, but the show is May 23rd, 24th, and 25th, so the same weekend. No, that's their long weekend. Not ours, their long weekend, because ours is the weekend before. So being held at the Tanana Valley Fairgrounds, and they have the, how many shows do they have? 2, 3,
It's like just 3.
1, 2, 3. They have 4 shows.
Well, 4 shows, yeah.
4 shows, yes. So they have on the Sunday, second show only, they have the National Owner Handler Series. They have a Best Puppy competition on Saturday only. The Veteran Showcase on Monday. And they also have an OFA eye and cardio clinic Saturday only. The show secretary is Bahre Event Services. And when do the entries close on this? Well, do you know? I can't see it.
Oh, I can't see it either.
Did we not tell Megan she had to highlight this for us?
May 6th. She highlighted it for us.
Where?
At the bottom of the pre-owned list.
Oh, I had to turn the page. Okay, I get it.
Closes Wednesday, May 6th.
Yes. So for the judges, just to name a few. Oh, Laurel Depchuk from Chemanis, BC. We have Gordon Haber, and also from Etobicoke, or as Faith likes to call it, Etobicoke. Remember? There's Thomas Schoenberg, Patty Whittick Neal, Christine E. Calcineri also. So it's good panel. Good panel.
Yeah.
Fun will be had by all. And what else do they have going on? They have some health clinics on the show grounds by appointment only. The echocardiogram clinic on the Friday, Saturday, OFA eye exam clinic, and that cardio osculation. Is that right? Did I say it that time? Did I get it? Did I get it? Cardio osculation clinic on Saturday. Dun, da, da, da. I did it.
That a girl.
So that's it. And that show, as Will said, closes Wednesday, May the 6th.
Yes.
Ray show events. So.
Etobicoke. Brought to you from Etobicoke, Ontario.
Etobicoke. That's what Faith sounded it out one time. So we will never let her forget that.
Etobicoke.
What was it? Wasn't that where her hairdressing school was? Was in Etobicoke? She goes, where is? I swear to God it was. Anyhow. Oh, so that's your show spotlights brought to you by Show Scene Magazine, the place to be seen. To be seen. All right. So carry on. Are you still laughing about Etobicoke?
Yeah. This week's topic brought to you by Leading Edge Dog Show Academy, where your success is our success. Advertising in dog magazines, reality versus retouching. This is a good topic.
This is a good topic.
Yeah.
This is.
So, why advertising matters in the dog world?
Why does it? Why?
Why do you think?
I think. See, I look at advertising in a different light. Maybe it's not.
Because you were in advertising.
Yes, I was in advertising. Yes, I was. I did have that little magazine for a while. I look at it as it's showing off your accomplishments. But if
and your breeding stock,
that's where I look at it from a breeding stock perspective to show.
I'm not sure that's how it's looked upon anymore.
No,
I think it's
often I don't know. It's more of almost like scorekeeping.
Yeah, it is.
For most people.
And to keep your dog familiar in the dog world, so people think of an English setter, they think of Fanny or whoever's being advertised that week.
Right.
And I guess they're hoping that parlays into something in the show ring because our memory brings up an ad.
Yeah.
And I guess like the next part of the introduction is the influence of magazine ads on perception, breeding, and reputation. And I guess it's the same thing. And people love, like when I was a kid, I used to love going through the magazines. There was no question. Oh, I loved it. I would have a stack beside my bed, and I would circle who I thought were winners. And you did get to know dogs that you didn't get to see. Like I remember thinking, oh God, I hope I can see this dog someday. I hope I can see that dog someday. And that's probably a part of it. You get judges coming from different countries, and they may see a breed that they're fond of, and this dog stands out to them. And who knows, when they come to this country, they might see that dog. Yep. It doesn't necessarily mean they're going to put that dog up, but it does breed familiarity, and sometimes that does help. When all things being equal.
Right.
Set up the central question: are we seeing the real dog? Well, there's the real question nowadays, right? Back in the day when you saw like the portraits of dogs at dog shows, you could tell when they were touched up, and they would say they were touched, or they would even say not retouched.
Yeah,
so
unretouched,
they would tell you,
or whatever.
Unretouched, yeah. So, but nowadays they don't, and you see so many beautiful portrait-like pictures of dogs in these magazines that are just worthy of being framed and hung on the wall. And then sometimes you get the dog show,
and then it shows up at the dog show.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's getting worse. I feel it's getting worse and worse because
Well, I think
I don't think I can look through any magazine, and if I'm looking at, oh, that dog looks like he looks really good, and then you go to a show and you're like, that is not the photo. That dog standing there is not the same one in that photo. And I'm sorry, I've watched show photographers that can do this. They can
for sure.
move,
And not
move
always show
front
photographers. Sometimes people
assemblies.
order the picture themselves
Exactly.
and do the Photoshop themselves on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
My concern with it all is I think it's taking away from our groomers' talents because now they're not working as hard because they know they can just fix it for the ad, for the picture.
Yep.
Like I remember, I won't say who it was, but I remember talking to somebody that shows a trim breed in America, not here in Canada. And they said to me that because I was questioning things about the trim, they said, "Oh, we'll just fix it up. So and so will fix it up before it gets in the magazine." But what about right now?
Exactly.
When it's being adjudicated.
Exactly.
So I think it's a worrying. It's almost taking away, losing an art form, really, because we have handlers, we still do, that can trim them that you don't need to ever Photoshop them. They just have done such a beautiful job themselves. But then there's ones that go, well, I don't need to do that because we can just fill in that little chew hole when we get it back, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And it's like, that part is more and more apparent all the time. But
putting more coat on dogs, bigger top knots, this, that, all making them different colors. It's incredible. They go, we made things different colors. We made them different colors.
You are not going to be able to tell from the photograph. But all things being even, though, but that is the truth. It was,
sorry,
and it was, and I don't, and I'm not, and I mean, we have great photographers. Don't get me wrong, we have great photographers across this country.
And they're so talented.
Right, but I'm still going to tell you, back in the day when there was film and you didn't have digital and you couldn't see it, like 30,
you have to use a magic marker like Garth
Gurley, blackout here, whatever, right? Like Alex, like to this day, I think you and I will still both say Alex Smith, like the talent that man had to get that instantaneous, that picture. And I mean, even the most unexperienced puppy or, the most veteran of show dogs, just to like always be able to capture the moment.
Yeah, he got it. You wouldn't think he got it. Like now they can take 15 million pictures in 2 seconds. But then back then, Alex was like, click, got it. Like John Ashby in America, really.
Same thing.
You just know he's getting the shot.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So, but but let's also discuss what makes a good ad. Like when you do an ad, what should you be trying to get out of your ad as far as when people see it? So I've always loved a good tagline. I always love a good tagline.
Yeah.
Always loved it.
I used to love, my favorite one was, I think we stole it from a magazine, from a car ad.
We usually do.
It was one of our, I can't remember if it might have been the Slokey, I can't remember. A smooth ride except for the goosebumps.
I think was that Lucky?
Might have been Lucky.
Might have been Lucky, yeah.
Smooth ride except for the goosebumps.
And I always love if you are campaigning a dog, I love when a dog has a theme.
Yeah.
I do love the theme.
Make people familiar.
Well, to me, that's part of the branding. Like that's where this is the branding. This is the stuff you should be trying to do. It's not just the dog, but to remember, because I still remember all of Trixie's ads.
Yeah.
Right, because she had a great theme going. Trixie the standard poodle.
Well, the first Beagle I showed was Buddy, and we did the Adventures of Budman Continuous, like the old Superman look.
Yeah.
And he started getting fan mail.
Only Beagles.
It did work, but they worked to make him familiar, face of the dog shows.
Yep. Yep. And then even like some, even if you think about your brand, like if you're, for those starting out and stuff, if you're for your kennel, think of your brand. So, get a logo made, get something so that in every one of your ads. So even when, you sell dogs off and,
I can still see the Simca logo. I can still see the Schniegel logo in my head.
Yep,
I can see them.
exactly. The Simca logo, I always loved that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So, work on things such as that to really dedicate to your brand.
Well, because you got to think of yourself as an advertising company. You're a team. You're trying to figure out something that's people are going to remember, right?
Yes.
And,
exactly.
The Schniegel one always was in my head, as well as Simca. I like those ads that Jimmy used to do with Manhattan, the Shepherd, not your average gas station dog. Just things like that just made you think of those. It was just
always.
They were great ads, great ad marketing campaigns.
I remember one ad and I thought this was like super cool. Do you remember that it was in I think it was Chronicle, it might have been Chronicle, but it was when they used to always have like the fold outs.
Yeah.
Right. And it was a Dalmatian, and you could take away the spots.
Oh, wow.
It was and I was like, wow, like it was so cool. And I'm pretty sure Bruce Schultz showed that dog. That's
of course, yeah.
That's my
one that I never forgotten was Peter, the standard poodle of Dennis and Randy's Whisper Winds on a Carousel. When he first started. One of his first ads was "Hang on to your hats for what promises to be the ride of a lifetime."
Yeah,
Whisper Winds on a Carousel.
And I think he always had a carousel in his ads too. Did he not? I think so.
It was just a great foreshadowing ad because he went on to win everything.
Right? Yes, it was. That was great. So let's talk about the actual photo.
Yes.
Talk about that.
People need to
be a little more critical of their.
Yeah, and so
I do.
It's true, and they'll look at a moving shot and they'll look how much reach and drive is and think that's a good shot without looking at the rest of the picture.
Yeah. Like, go back to your standard. Read. Is the top line supposed to be level on the move? Where's the tail set? Where's the tail carriage? What's supposed to be happening?
Should their feet be pointing?
Right? Like, honest, I look at a lot of ads in the moving ads and I think, holy moly.
What the heck?
What were you thinking?
A lot of times I'll think, I've seen him, he doesn't look like that.
Well, and this is, sometimes like your advertising shouldn't be doing a disservice to your dog.
No. My God.
Yeah.
I don't know if they need to hire a consultant or something to look at these photos before they send them in. I don't know what it is, but it seems funny back in the days before Photoshop that we hardly ever saw the big campaign dogs having bad pictures.
No.
You might see somebody going winner's dog and their first champion, and it's like,
exactly.
You might see it's not the best picture, but they're proud of their win. But dogs that win best in show after best in show, you rarely saw a bad picture.
No.
Like it was definitely generational, but it was never a bad picture of that dog.
Yeah, for sure.
Crazy.
Yeah. And this is my little, and I remember reading this as a kid in Dogs in Canada, and it was an article about getting your dog photographed. And this is something that always stuck with me. And I think, seriously, it is good advice. When you get your photo taken with your dog, as proud as you may be and whatever, look at your dog while the photo is being taken. Because you want the focus to be on your dog, first of all. And even judges, you should be looking at the dog as well during the photo, because that's where the focus should be. So I always, because sometimes it'll be a great picture of the dog, but there's the person.
One of the judges holding the ribbon backwards.
You
I
know,
had a few of those.
yeah. So just try to like just look at your dog while you're getting your photo taken, because it does make a difference in the photo. It really, really does.
I
So
like it when the photographer does. We were at a national special one time. It was Ed Biven, and he didn't have time to do all the pictures because he had to carry on. So he just stood there and held ribbons. And he had given a dog I was showing. He gave him something. The dog was already away. I think we were already packed up. And I said, "Look down adoringly at my dog, Ed."
it's so true. Look adoringly. Yeah. So look adoringly at your dog. That should be where the proud moment will exude.
Well, even when I'm teaching classes, I tell people they go down and back with the dog. Look down at the end of your lead like that is the best beagle you've ever seen in your life. Not just, which way am I going?
Oh, so what else are we going to cover here? Well, we've already talked about the photo editing and how it's gotten a wee bit out of hand. It has gotten a wee bit out of hand.
And then there's ethical concerns. Like I've had some assistants over the years that were very good photographers, and they got so good that other handlers would send their pictures to them to Photoshop and to fix up. And at one point, they were working on a picture, and then when they were done, it looked beautiful. It looked nothing like the dog.
Yeah.
And it was advertised the next week. It was not the same dog.
No.
Like, how does an owner or handler look and go, "Oh, he does look beautiful"?
Look at how good he is.
Wow.
Yeah. Tail set's been corrected.
2 inches out of their mask.
Exactly. Yes. And that's the other thing too. When you do advertise, no dog is perfect. So if you have a dog that does not have like the best face in the world, because that, maybe a dead-on shot of their expression isn't what you want to be trying to push on people.
And think about if you're doing the photoshopping yourself, okay? Which I don't advise unless you're very good at it. But I've seen people with like 6 fingers or like a claw holding up the tail. Like, think about those things, because those are giveaways.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't remember Colin having 7 fingers.
Right. And the other thing is like, because I'm famous for this, because I half the time I forget to get photos. I've been trying very hard this year, but whatever. And so if you don't have, a lot of win photos because you don't take them like me, the money is well spent on getting a candid photo shoot done. Yeah. And so you have some backup photos for an ad or whatever, and you can go through and try and do something like that. And I'm all for candid ads. I think they're some of the more beautiful ones.
In the old days, when you see the candid ads of Michelle Perlmutter and whatnot, well, you knew they weren't Photoshopped. They just captured that moment. That was forever memorable.
Yeah.
But talking about not getting pictures, I remember when I go to Jill's, the Irish at our kennel, I groom dogs there, get dogs ready for shows and stuff, and looking at puppies, and where we were just sending a dog off to Argentina, and she said, "Well, stack her up and get a picture of her." I haven't got a picture of her. What do you mean you haven't got a picture? Well, her handler won 2 groups on her, didn't get any pictures.
Good job, William. Good job. See, it's not just me. Maybe that's where I learned it from. Actually, I do think, because I think we were terrible at that. Because we were all, especially when we went to the States and we had all like class poodles, and we'd go winners or best of winners, and then we'd be like, we need to get a photo. Oh, we'll get it later. Never did. Never did.
We're ordering dinner. What about that?
Oh yeah. Yeah, never did.
Yeah.
I still do that today, to this day. I'll get a photo later. Well, while the groups are on, I'll get it.
Yeah, no, you get to, unless you get it done then. You're too
tired. Because who's going to re-groom something?
Yeah.
To go the unfortunate thing is we don't show like a lot of, pointers. You can just pull out of the crate and wipe down, and off you go for a photo. No, we don't.
No. Even when we have to wait for, because in Canada we have the puppy group. You have to, if you win the group, you got to hold the dog there until it's time to get the photograph, because you can't even put them away, because it's like putting Adele away before you get the picture taken. Well, she's a wrinkled mess, but
Wrinkled. Bedhead.
How do you win the group with that?
Yes. The other thing, too, that we should discuss, because of now Photoshopping, and you can Photoshop a judge into a photo.
Yeah.
Always, I feel that you should still get that judge's permission to do that.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that's just etiquette, in my opinion. Yeah. Like the judge, and most judges have no problem if you say, I don't have time to do this right now, but I want to get a win picture with you. Can I get the photographer to do? And most judges will be like, no problem. But you should always still ask. That's for sure.
I agree.
Yes. What else? The role of social media.
Well, that's a tough one too, isn't it? It's the social. We've talked about this before. It's changed so much, and there's nothing you can do about it. You have to live with it. It's here. So you can complain all you want, but it's here.
Yeah. And I think we should just always remember to be kind when you're doing
be kind, and
when you're doing social media posts.
Yeah.
Whatever. Just be kind. You don't need to.
And as a judge, like back in the days of the early judges in the 70s and 80s, they came to the show and they had a clean slate, a totally clean slate, unless someone told them at the urinal or something. Oh, by the way. Exactly.
Yep, for sure.
So they had a clean slate, but now how many times do you see the exact same 4 dogs placing? It's not that that's not possible. Obviously, it is possible. No. But it gets noticed.
It does. It does.
Yeah. As a judge, when I'm on a panel, I really don't care. Sometimes it goes to my head like, how did that place?
Who did that?
Who did that? Yeah.
Wow.
I always have this thing in my head of scenarios in my head about judging best show, walking in line. How you see like Ricardo Saldana going down and shaking everyone's hand before. Oh, who did this? Yes.
You won that group?
Wow, good for you. Isn't that awful?
It's like, did so and so not show today? We're terrible. We're terrible. We're not really like this, people. Oh yes, we are.
No.
Yes, but anyhow, what else is there about advertising?
Samaritan Act. That was one of my least favorite episodes.
How much is too much? What do you think about that?
How much is too much?
Yeah, as far as like within the ad itself, that's the other thing. Sometimes there's a lot of clutter. I mean, you don't have to, you don't have to diarize every single win that your dog's ever had.
And 1 in 10 judges are going to read a novel. They're just flipping through the magazine, looking at the photographs, seeing what the show was, seeing who was judging. They're not going to read about your dog's history. Well, we got him at 6 months over. His first win was under Yvonne, and his second one was under Yvonne's sister.
Exactly.
They're not going to do that.
No.
They want to. So don't fill it up. Less is always more. That's my motto and everything.
It's the KISS formula. Keep it simple, stupid.
Keep it simple, stupid. That was my grade 6 teacher taught me that.
KISS, yeah.
Keep it simple, stupid.
That was kind of rude.
Nowadays, I report them.
Exactly.
I would be offended by it.
Keep it simple, sucker. Anyhow, so that's do we have any closing thoughts?
I like this one, the best practices for ethical advertising. Try to represent your breed truthfully. Yep. You're still advertising breeding stock.
Yeah.
And if you are doing too much to that picture, It's like fixed ears and fixed tails. If you're
Flying.
using that dog, if you're using that dog as
Flying.
you best tell the potential brood owner of the brood bitch that yes, this has been done. Yes, this has been done, because that's just lying. That's just dishonest. So
Yeah, exactly. And I think sometimes some of our breeds would be a lot further ahead if there was that truthfulness.
yeah,
And we
there's
all have to
cases
start
where
doing it more.
the dog has so much virtue that fine, we'll accept that.
Yep.
But if you're
But you have
going
to let
into
people
it
make that decision.
dishonestly,
Yeah.
and sometimes those photos are so dishonest that people are being misled.
Yeah, I've actually come to the conclusion, because before we didn't travel the country as much, and you could look through your club newsletter, like your breed club newsletter, and you can look at dogs and you think, oh, I think I'd really like to breed to that dog. I feel now that because so many pictures can be manipulated, I am not ever comfortable choosing off of a photo anymore. But 25, 30 years ago, we sure did.
Oh, for sure.
Right? You knew a couple of people that saw that dog and they were like, oh yeah, nice dog. And then you were good to go. And now there's no way you could do that.
And then in my opinion, this just went through my head because I was talking to Steve Daner this morning about AI, where if you use AI in any advertising or in books and stuff, you have to say it generated by AI. You have to state that in a lot of cases. So maybe that should be like how it used to be. This is an unretouched photograph. Well, this is an enhanced photograph. Do you think that should be there?
I do.
Yeah,
I do for sure.
I think you'd get less people doing it if you had to announce
I think
it.
so. I think so for sure. I think so for sure. Well,
you had to put it in print. This is an enhanced photograph.
Enhanced photo.
What you're seeing is not realistic.
Exactly.
There are Rod Steiger all of a sudden shows up on the side. We're traveling to another dimension. This dog has been
Rod Sterling.
Rod Sterling. Sorry, I said Rod Steiger. He was an actor.
I know. I tried to correct you.
You did, yeah. Mm-hmm. That was for
all
your
right.
time.
Okay,
that
so our topic.
Brought to you by
Leading Edge Dog Show Academy, where your success is our success. There you go. Ta-da. And now, the part you've all been waiting for.
Been waiting 56 minutes and 25 seconds for this Kennel and Bench, brought to you by ProClan, Fuel for Life.
So this one, I feel this is a more recent Kennel and Bench from March 1979.
Isn't that it's recent to us? You ask Faith or Hope, that's ancient history.
I was in the 1900s.
Yeah, that's ancient history.
Yep. All right, so this is from Kennel and Bench, and it's the cover story of March of 1979. And this is Mike Macbeth showing one of her very famous Dandy Dimont Terriers. So the photograph is noted judge James Taylor awarding Best in Show October of 1978 to Glom's Golden Sovereign. So this is the story along with the photo. So this is the cover story.
Remember James Taylor at all?
Yes.
He was a wonderful man.
He was.
There was always a story about James Taylor. It was either a Lincoln or a Cadillac. I can't remember. That he was so proud of his car, and then when he got to the point where he wasn't able to drive anymore, he still kept his car, and he would just go sit in it and listen to the radio. And
I would have done that.
I'd do it too.
You do it now. Anyway,
go ahead.
Here's the cover story. It is the dream of every kennel to breed one truly great dog, a dog who will be remembered as the standard of excellence, by whom others are judged and compared. Such a dog is Stanley.
Champion I remember Stanley.
Yeah, Glom's Golden Sovereign, the aristocrat standing
Standard Bear.
Standard Bear, and it was a hyphen, and it was hard to do.
I know.
Standard Bearer of Glom's Kennels, the Dandy Dinmont, who has achieved unrivaled international recognition and accolades. His triumphs read like a Guinness Book of Records. A multiple group and Best in Show winner in Canada, Stanley competed successfully abroad and was awarded championships in the United States, Bermuda, Mexico, and in the Dominican Republic. He attained his international championship under judges from Australia, America, Poland, and Sweden. He is a world champion for 1978 and holds the world record for the most number of championships bestowed upon a Dandy Dinmont in the history of the breed. Superbly elegant, combining style with spirit, the magnificent mustard dog has become Canada's dandy ambassador. He has recently been shown in 5 countries and has won or placed in the terrier group each time. He has attained an equally successful reputation at stud. Stanley has sired American, Canadian, Mexican, and international champions. His son, Canadian, Mexican, and international champion, Glom's Coin of the Realm, pictured with him on last year's March Dogs in Canada cover, recently captured the terrier group twice at the coveted Mexican International Dog Show. Glom's Kennels is deservedly proud of such a magnificent showman, sire, and serene companion. As champion American, Bermuda, Dominican, Mexican, International, and World Champion Glom's Golden Sovereign. For an appointment to tour Glom's Kennels and meet Stanley, contact Miss M. Macbeth, Grey Malkin Manor.
That's great. I love those days. I miss Dogs in Canada for those type of things.
Yeah, exactly.
Dogs in Canada.
Yeah.
The cover stories and to see who was on the cover this month and
right.
I just
that was always the best.
Yeah. It was such a that was nice. That brought back a lot of memories. Dogs in Canada, and it was a wonderful cover dog. I remember Stanley. I remember I was just a kid. I think I was 13 or something. I remember Stanley.
Yep. Yep. I would be 7 that year.
Yeah. Well, that's it.
That's great. That's it.
Yeah. That's it. That's
Don't forget to click and subscribe to the podcast on YouTube, Spotify, Audible, Castbox, and anywhere you get your podcasts. Check out our Facebook page, The Dog Show Drive, Canadian Edition. Email us for your ideas, comments, and more at dogshowdrive@gmail.com. Ta-da! That's it.
If you want to have your kennel club spotlighted on the Dog Show Drive, reach out to Yvonne Norman, care of dogshowdrive.com, gmail.com.
Gmail.com. Yes, because we have a great Canadian show next week that we're spotlighting. Yes. It's a fantastic show.
They're all great shows.
This one will be really good, though. Really good.
Okay. All right. Okay. Take us away, Yvonne.
So everyone driving, flying, however you're getting to a dog show, travel safe, seatbelts on, glasses on, everyone. Talk to you next week.
Bye, guys. See you next week.